Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be looking at the story that's from Giles Brandreth's new book that's coming out soon. The story is that the Queen was really supportive of Harry and Meghan and really kind and tried everything to bring Meghan into the family, but she was a little bit confused because she thought Harry was a little bit too much in love. So we're going to have a look into that and see what the cards have to say about it for entertainment purposes only. But before I begin, if you're new here, please subscribe, like, share. It really helps the channel out. If you've been here for a while, thank you so much for your support. You guys rock. And also we have got channel memberships, and all the guys in the channel membership, the emotional support coven, thank you so much for your support. You guys are amazing. Cheers. Let's get on with it. Let's go and see what the Queen had thought about the relationship in the early days. A little bit too much in love. A little bit too much in love. Did she see the love bombing? Oh dear. Wow, okay, we'll go with that. So the Emperor's quite there straight away. So it feels like she would have confided straight into Prince Philip exactly her feelings around this. She would have confided in, yeah, it would have been Prince Philip straight away. Obviously, I mean, sometimes the cards are that obvious. But maybe this is looking at play into male strengths. Maybe she's thinking she's a bit too much of a good thing. What's crossing it is the Five of Cups, a sense of regret, a sense of loss. Crying over spilt milk. Okay. Let's have a look and see what's above the situation. It caused her some stress and anxiety. I do feel like this relationship, actually, as generous and kind as she likes to come across as, she actually caused her a lot of anxiety in the long term, and it did cause her some worry around Meghan and Harry. I think right from the get-go, what's surrounding her, of course, we have the Ten of Pentacles, which is the rich, wealthy family. It's a support case. It's who keeps her together. It's who she's focused on. The Ten of Pentacles is her family, and that's who she really focused on throughout this. But she did find it very stressful. Bless her, she did find it very difficult, allegedly. And with the Five of Cups crossing it, there was a sense of loss that she felt. She really did feel like it wasn't necessarily a good thing, but she lent into that strength from her family, and she discussed it at length with Prince Philip. There was a lot of waiting and seeing how it would turn out. She was very patient sort, so she kind of sacrificed a lot of her own feelings in this, it feels. She did wait back and watch them go past. It is, I know I say this all this time, it's almost a sense of sacrifice with the Hangman. It's Odin on the World Tree. Look, sacrificed himself for knowledge and betterment. And she really was very patient, but it caused her some upset. What she was really hopeful for was the marriage. She was hopeful they would settle down and everything would work out, everything would pan out. Harry would have an amazing base. They would, they would be settled. They would be fine. They would be no. And then we have death in reverse. This disruption, it's almost like, it's not like the tower disruption, but it is disruption. She thought it would be good change, and it turned out to be negative change. It turned out to be hostilities. It turned out to be burning the bridges, everyone's bridges, and trying. She didn't understand the game. She didn't necessarily understand why they were doing this. And the Six of Cups, She really felt like there was a twisted version of events, a twisted version of how they saw the past, how maybe Harry saw the past, a disruption about how he linked in with his family values, a disruption of how he linked in to his childhood. And there's the King of Pentacles in reverse. And the King of Pentacles, Harry's a Virgo. She was very concerned about Harry. Like, she knew the marriage didn't work out quite as well because we have these cards here. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles. We have the King and the Knight of Pentacles. So she was hoping he would kind of grow up with the King of Pentacles, but with the Knight of Pentacles, it just seemed like he had an axe to grind. He wasn't being very generous. He was being ungrounded, being quite accusatory. She wanted him to grow up and grow into a man, but with the negative, we do have a negative vibe with the Knight of Pentacles, where she knew he was just going to kind of keep going, and that hopes for that wedding, the hopes for that new start were all scuppered with all of these reversals here. She was hoping he would come round. She was hoping he would like kind of not be as ungenerous, but it did cause her some upsets, and it did cause her some trouble with it. Now let me have a look and see what... No, that's that one. See what Prince Philip wants. What he thought of them. If he thought they were a bit much. I think the Queen was really trying, but she did find it quite disturbing and a little bit upsetting for some reason. Let's have a look and see what how the Prince Philip thought of them. Knight of Cups. Okay, so he's straight coming in saying he thought it was over romanticized, a little bit over sexualized. It was a little bit much. You know what I mean? He was very kind of like, this is very daft in a way. Straight away, he thought it was a little bit too much. And the Queen of Wands crossing him, he really wasn't sure on Meghan's motives. He really wasn't sure on Meghan's intentions, allegedly for entertainment purposes only. He really thought that this was just like some kind of like, yeah, he wasn't too keen on her, which is interesting. The Knight of Swords coming in there, he thought things were happening a little bit too quickly, a little bit too aggressively. Maybe he thought their tempers were too quick and too much setting their boundaries, flying on in there. He did have some, we know he had some sharp words for Harry, saying you don't marry actresses because you don't know when they're kind of not acting, was the implication. And I feel that might have caused some trouble. The world watching, the world in reverse. He knew it was going to be bad news, guys. He knew that this was kind of like an ending of a stable relationship within the family. He knew that things were going to kind of a little bit out of control. He knew that there were going to be some kind of, yeah, negative attention. What he hoped for was, okay, so she was really hopeful around the wedding and getting them settled down. This is for me, this is something that maybe happened around the wedding. Because we've got the Four of Wands either side. They just needed to settle and work down. They just needed to work down and, okay, get on with it, you guys. We've got the Lovers there in Death in reverse. And he's just like, well, they're together now. That's it. And there we have the Ace of Cups in reverse. He thought they were leaning a little bit, the Queen with the childhood there, he thought they were leaning a little bit too much into the Diana card. Too much into wanting to look up pure and have everything. And here we have the Eight of Cups. Interesting. The Eight of Cups, it's just, yeah, he just wants them to carry on, get on with it. If they're going to walk away, stop dragging us into it, stop dragging things into it. And the hermit there, he was concerned about Harry, and he wanted to see Harry. He wanted Harry to come back and see him. But with the Knight of Pentacles in reverse there for the Queen, she was not looking, she didn't think Harry was necessarily going to come back and see and deal with them in a kind of positive way. She thought he was unemotional. But it's funny how we end with the hermit on there, because Prince Philip was just very much thinking of Harry and wanting to see Harry, and that might have led up to right up to before he passed as well. That's what he wanted, just to see him, just Harry, as Harry likes to say, just Harry, allegedly for entertainment purposes only. So that's very sad. They thought the marriage would kind of smooth everything out and calm everything down, and it didn't. That's what they were banking on, the marriage, just to kind of chill things out, and it didn't. So that's what the cards are saying. What do you guys think? Is there anything you'd like to add? Anything you'd like to take away from this? Yeah, any different interpretation of the cards, leave them down in the comments down below. Let me know if there's any readings you want me to do. Thank you so much for being here. I do appreciate it, and I shall see you in the next one, guys. Bye, everyone.